Narcissistic invalidation. So, there are so many different ways that a narcissist or a toxic person can try to invalidate you or invalidate you. And I actually think minimization goes hand in hand with invalidation. And I know that I already touched on the narcissist ignoring you, but I want to talk about how ignoring a person, or it's more like when a person does not acknowledge you. Maybe they do not acknowledge who you are. Maybe they do not acknowledge that you did well in school. Maybe they do not acknowledge that you have a college degree in social work. Or if they do acknowledge it, they're going to minimize it and make it that, anyone could do that, or it doesn't take much to get a degree in social work. But invalidation is so woven in to everything that the narcissist will do to you and other people, because in order to exalt themselves, they have to make other people less than. So how can you make a person less than? You can invalidate them. I happen to think that not acknowledging a person is very important. And yes, ignoring comes in there. I mean, in a way, it's the same thing. But let's just say you went to the shopping mall, you bought this gorgeous dress, and it makes your figure look, if you're a woman, it makes your figure look just like bam. It accentuates the parts of you that you want accentuated, and it kind of minimizes the other parts that you are not your best feature, and you feel phenomenal when you wear this dress. So you're out and about on a day off on a Saturday afternoon, and you're wearing this dress, and you feel so good about yourself when you're wearing this dress. And you happen to stop by one of your friends' house. Just say hello, Saturday afternoon. And then as you walk into her house, your friend says, "Oh my God, where did you get that dress?" And then, if that's not bad enough, because the point is to deflate your happy, good feelings. Especially, it's important to that person to deflate any self-esteem and good feelings about yourself that you have. So, a really cruel narcissist is going to go into minute detail about why that dress is awful. Where'd you get that off? Where'd you get that dress? The knockoff store? Ew. What'd you pay for it? Like $15? That is just, it does not go with your hair. It does not look good on you. And they're going to go on and on. And then you were feeling so happy and good on your day off, and now you feel bad. And now you're not really sure about this beautiful dress that you feel so good in. So There's so many different ways that a narcissist or a toxic person, or maybe we might say manipulative person, will invalidate you. I really feel like when they don't acknowledge something that you said, or if they do not acknowledge one of your achievements, or maybe you're at a family gathering and you're in a room full of people and your aunt says, "Wow, Sally, you look really beautiful today. What did you do different? Did you do your hair different?" And then the narcissist who's already insecure will make positively sure that she did not hear what Auntie said. So that's her way of just not acknowledging that you're looking amazing. And it can be things that are not just appearance. I use appearance because, women, they're always so pushed to look a certain way. It could be that, let's say a woman is in an abusive relationship with a narcissist and she's a stay-at-home mom and they don't make lots of money, and one thing that she really likes to do that makes her feel real happy is to garden. And she puts a lot of time and love and energy into it, and her husband won't ever say anything about it. Or another one might be the wife cooks like a lovely meal for the children and her husband, and he won't, not one time, tell her, "Honey, this is great. Thank you so much." He probably scarf every morsel of it down, but he won't acknowledge her. And if he was severely abusive, you might throw it across the room. But that's a different story. I feel like in my own life, I experienced a lot of not being acknowledged when I was in college. I would get ignored or just simply not acknowledged quite often in classrooms by the professors. And I had some really good professors, but the more narcissistic ones, they'll go above and beyond to act like you have nothing intelligent to say. Like any question that you bring up, they'll just be like, You guys ever heard that? I don't even know, what is it called? It's like a like a snarky sigh or something. They love to do stuff like that. It's also a sound that someone that's not acknowledging you will do, or disrespecting you. Like, yeah, I see. They're so like, they're just not impressed. It's just so boring. And, oh, you graduated at the top of your class on the dean's list in the sorority all by yourself while you were working full time? Oh, yeah, congratulations. They might even acknowledge you, but like the tone of their voice is going to be weird. Oh, good job. Like real snotty. Like letting you know that you really didn't do a good job, but it's really weird. It's kind of like the backhanded compliment, sort of like that. But everything that they do in their life is meant to invalidate you or other people. Because how can they validate themselves unless they invalidate you. Because a healthy person validates themselves internally. But a narcissist has to validate themselves externally. They need praise. They need attention. They need to post 1,000,000 pictures on social media for compliments. I don't think everyone that's posting on social media like that, I don't think every single person is a narcissist, but narcissist can only feel good. I think it's kind of a way of self-regulating too. It has to be outside of themselves. They can't ever do anything internally. They have to be surrounded by people all the time. They have to have the certificates. They have to have the cars. They have to have the prettiest wife, because everything surrounding them is a reflection of who they are, because that's just how they are. Oh, excuse me. I think a way of invalidating a person, well, let's just see here. Not answering your emails. And sure, we all get busy, but that's not the point. Their whole game is to make you feel like you're not good, like you're lesser than, you're not as smart as they are, you're not as thin as they are. You're not as wealthy as they are. You're not as, pick whatever you want. And so part of the narrative that they create is by making others around them feel less than. It's really sad and it's really mean, but that is what they do. So, I mean, honestly, with a narcissistic parent, you see this, they do this all the time with the children. It's very sad. It's very sad. Like, for example, you have a little boy and dad is pushing him. You've got to be a soccer player. You've got to be a soccer player. And the little boy is not very athletic and he doesn't even really like soccer. But he does it because his father will only be happy with him if he plays soccer. So, external validation. What's the other word I'm looking for? When a person is only happy with you when you do what they want. I can't think of it right now. But really mean narcissistic parents will really go out of their way to invalidate a child. And it has life-lasting results. Traumas, I mean, really, if you thought deep enough about it, if you look around in society, our societies and our systems are so sick. They're very narcissistically built. You have to do this to be successful. You have to get the house. You have to get the wife, the husband, the child. It's all like external, you know what I mean? So invalidation is everywhere. I mean, you could go to the restaurant and the waitress might act, it doesn't happen all that often, I don't think, but the waitress might act real dumb, like, say what? Which crosses over into gaslighting. But invalidation, and if somebody's real gaslighty, the invalidation will just kind of like, you'll be like confused, whatever they're saying to you. I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, let's say you're a waitress or a waiter, and you're pretty decent at it. You've got the whole order right. You've got it, crispy chicken, uh, Parmesan noodles, whatever it is. And you put the order in, you give the chef the slip, and then whomever's in charge, like the manager, she can see that you're right on point, right? That you got it right. The chef is happy because he knows what you want. You come back to get the order, and the manager, the waiter manager, the staff manager, is like, it wasn't chicken. Like, what are you talking about? So that's like super invalidating you, but it's also gaslighting you. And you're thinking to yourself, like, what the fuck? You're like really upset because it's a good table, you're going to get good tips. And now what? Now what? You put the wrong order in when in fact you never did. So that's like taking invalidation to the next level. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for invalidation. I'm definitely going to be talking more about this because society is filled with people doing this. And it's all to make you feel bad, to poke a hole in your bubble, to make you deflated. And once you can detect things like this, you can veer away from people that are like this. Or if you have to deal with them at work or business, like occasionally you'll kind of know what to do. And I highly recommend listening to Dr. Ramani. And there's actually a lot more channels I would recommend listening to. I'll write a list one day and tell you about all of them. And anyways, you guys have a good day or good night wherever you are. Peace. Hope this helps.